Sawubona Mzansi. Welcome to the new MIH live setup. I'm quite excited. Things are looking good on this side. So every time I look this side, you'll see that that's me just looking at the laptop that I'm streaming from, which shows the different things that are out there. Let's see. Let me close this. Let me go here and pop this out. Oh. So yeah, welcome guys. Sawubona Mzansi. Quite lit. What is this saying over here? Creator. Live must be okay. Sawubona Jay. Nice to see you here. Just trying to sort out a last few things before we go live. Just let me know what you think. Is the audio sounding good? Sounding bad? We're just testing things out tonight. Let's see. Nice. Thank you for the TikToks. I appreciate it. So it's quite cool. It's quite cool. So how it's different from previously. Before I used to look at my phone and speak to you over here, and I felt like I was ignoring the people on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Kick. So audio sounds good. Perfect. So that's why I wanted. I was trying so hard to change the stream up on, or the live up on TikTok, because I was tired. Just look at this, right? So before I used to look over here at my cell phone, because that's where I was streaming from. So I was looking over here and showing you, like, moving the things around and all of that kind of things, right? But now it's a little bit different. Now I can look at you directly over here, both sides. Everyone across all platforms are going to have the exact same crispy experience. I'm excited for that. Super excited. So I must just get used to things, because all I can see on my side is the chats, and not really like how many people are on there and all of those kind of things, the likes, all of that. I'll have to switch over. So if you see me switching over and doing other things, please let me know so I can see, because I have to switch over to see like what it looks like on or what the views are like, and see, like, now I see it's a total of 4 viewers. So yeah, I'm super excited. And guys, MIH version 1.1.9 on the Apple App Store is now available. That's the iOS version of MIH. If you can look up here, we are available on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. I should put something over there about about Google, and we'll see from there. Yeah, super excited. And if you don't like watching lives on your cell phone, we are available. If you look at the bottom of the screen, we are available. Or on the top of the screen, we are available on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and on TikTok, where you're watching now, where everyone is watching. So perfect. So let's do a quick recap of yesterday. So yesterday what we did, we reviewed MIH version 1.1.9, just to see what new features are available and are out. And let me switch over. We'll test out the switching. Let me see if you can see it on your side. Perfect. So this is the Play Store. Let me know if everything is fine. Should I make it a little bit bigger for you, a little bit smaller? I'll make it 150. I think that's fine. So we're on the Google Play Store now. And let me switch over here. So we're on the Google Play Store now. And if we have a look at what came out in the new feature, we won't go through everything like we did yesterday, but we'll just run through it. So there was a big focus on the user input overhaul. All good on TikTok. Perfect. Loving it. Loving how seamless this experience is. It's perfect. Hands-free and everything. So in the new feature, or in the new features, or the new update, our main focus was on improving the input of, improving the user input. What's your experience like? What's your experience like inputting data into MIH? Is it something that is tedious, that once you like do it, you'll get angry, you'll close up MIH, and then you'll move on to a different application? So we just went through that, and just to see what everything is like over there. So The first inputs that was changed is the text input fields. So this is just normal input where you can enter text, numbers, any kind of value, have it inside there. That one can also be a single line or a multiple line. So if we open up MIH, perfect, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. If we open up MIH and we go to, you'll see these are text fields, right? So these are just normal text fields. If we go back and where are we adding? So if we go to the patient manager, if we go here, view medical records, you'll see this is a multiple line text, but it'll be more noticeable in, let's click on one of these. So you'll see this one over here is also a text input field, but it's multiple lines. So it spreads across, yeah, so it allows you to enter like paragraphs and things in. If we go down, we have the numeric stepper. Arrived in the chat. What does this app do, brother? So if you really want to know what MIH is all about, all you have to do is ask Mzansi. So if we go all the way back to the home screen of MIH, and then we'll ask Mzansi the question, what is MIH about? Mzansi will tell you everything that you need to know. So we'll send it a question. You can see now that it is typing a message. Let's listen to see what it says.
Oops, my apologies. You're asking about MIH app? No. MIH grinning face with smiling eyes and sweat drop. MIH app, created by Mzansi Innovation Hub, is the first super app for Mzansi. It's designed to make your personal and business life easier by bringing together tools like a profile, wallet, calendar, and calculator all in one place. Essentially, it's about streamlining your daily life. Would you like me to elaborate on any specific feature, like the Mzansi profile or the Mzansi wallet?
Perfect. So as you heard from Mzansi AI itself, that MIH is a super app. We're calling it the first super app of Mzansi. And basically it's a one-stop shop for multiple different features. We'll get into all the features later. But it's a place where you can go to, or it's an application that's main purpose is to make your life more easier, more simpler, and more streamlined. We are living in the future, and I feel like the applications that our businesses use are not really up to standards with like what we have. So we created MIH as the one place to go to for all of your business and personal needs. So if you look over, you will see that we have the Mzansi profile, which is just your profile, right? Where you have your name. I'm sure you can get the audio directly from the PC into the stream. 100% Jay, we'll definitely get that sorted. So I am using a capture card, right? So I am using a capture card to capture my screen and put it onto the TikTok live for you, right? I need to get myself an aux cable and plug that aux cable into, so from the Mac computer, what you're seeing on the screen right now, into that capture card, and then I can pass it through. So still learning, guys. I know it's coming out the microphone at the moment, but we'll definitely get into it. So like I was saying, we have your Mzansi profile, that's your personal profile. You have your username, first name, last name, and whether you want a business account or not. Then if we have a look at the Mzansi wallet, this is a place for all of your loyalty cards. So there's only 2 at the moment, but I'll just give you an example of one now. So let's do my favorite, so Checkers. So let's scroll up and Checkers is here. And then we can even give it a title. So if you have multiple Checkers cards, which is a little bit confusing, but if you have multiple Checkers cards, you can give it a title like, say, wife, for example. And you can also scan your card and see it, but because I'm on the desktop and I'm using my camera for something else, I'm not going to show you that, but I'll enter it in manually for you. We click on add. And now we have the Checkers card with the title wife available. We can click on that, and all you have to do is take it through to your to the cashier, and they will open it up for you. I'll show you what's it like on the Mzansi tablet. So you can see this is the Mzansi tablet. I will open it up now for you, and what we can see is, wait, let me open up MIH. So MIH is on all devices, not just the desktop, not just the phone. It's on multiple devices. So if you have a look over here, this is all of my cards that are available, right? Lots of cards. So when I go to Checkers, I just give it to them and then scan. Sometimes they make me scan it myself, but it's a seamless experience. Sometimes the shops don't have the correct scanners or the scanners aren't working. then you'll see, if you notice at the card, you'll see that the numbers are split up into 4 digits. This is just to make it a little bit easier and simpler for the cashiers to manually enter it in if required. Next, we have the patient profile, which is the origin point of MIH. So this is a place to store all of your medical records, and this can be shared across multiple doctors. So there's no need for you to go and give the same information to multiple people. It would be so useful for someone using, for example, so sorry, this is a message from unknown critic over on TikTok. So the question is, or the statement is, that would be so useful if someone using, for example, a Clicks Club card for the in-laws. And yes, exactly. So that's what we were doing. So I think my brother has his Clicks card, and then he also has his wife's Clicks card, because they have separate cards, because they had it before they met and things like that. So now you can add multiple cards into it. But let's speak about the patient profile. So this is a place, have you ever been to a new doctor and they make you fill out that yellow envelope with a little, like a pencil, to ask you for the exact same information, your name, ID number, surname, all of those kind of things, right? But then when you go to a different doctor, you have to fill out the same information again, right? So now we're getting rid of that. That's what MIH purpose is. We're getting rid of that. As you can see on the screen right now, this is your patient profile. If you hand this over or you share your profile with a doctor, they'll have access to all of this information already. Also, alongside that is the notes. So there's no notes available, but I'll get into that a little bit later, right? Then we have the documents, also not available over here. And we have sorry, this is a bad example to show you. Let me go. So this is the patient manager, right? Remember when I told you it's both for personal and for business? If we swipe over to the business side, we'll have a patient manager. The patient manager is the business side of the patient profile. If we click on this, we have our waiting room where we can book appointments. If it's an existing patient, if it's a skeleton appointment or an existing user of MIH, we can book an appointment. Or we can just head over to our patient, or my patient lists, and click on one of my patients and click on view medical record. Once I do that, the same information is there that I was showing previously, but now if you swipe over, we have notes. So if we click on this is notes from previous doctors. So we have the doctor's office that created it, who's the person that created this, the title of this note, and some description, and the date when it was created. So as a doctor, I would be able to go into this and view previous doctor's visits to see what previous was happening. Maybe there's some other insight that a previous doctor already gained that they put onto the system. And we can add new notes over there. It autofills the office, who's the doctor, and then you'll fill out the rest. Then we have our documents. So over here we have pre-generated prescriptions. Not pre-generated, automatically generated through MIH. So this is the prescription document. This is the medical certificate, all generated through MIH. And we have some images. So you can see this is of a X-ray. We can just make this a little bit bigger. This is an X-ray from a previous doctor's visit. This is another X-ray. So it's all to do with sharing information. There's no need for me to go have another scan unless truly required. Then we also have, next to that is the claims one. So let me have that. So we'll click on claim, today's date, consultation, general consultation. The code over here, I will choose I10. I like choosing that one. We'll search it. So the ICD-10 code is just a category for what type of disease you are, what type of diagnosis you got, right? The cost of the service, let's put 500. Pre-authorization, I'll leave that blank and generate. So it'll think for a bit, give it some time. Once it's done thinking, it should automatically add it to, I don't know why it's not doing it now, but it should automatically add it to the patient's profile. I really have no idea why it's not doing it now, but that's not a problem. We'll see why. But it will add a document to your claims section. Then if we go back, let's see what else is there. We have Mzansi AI, which I just showcased, you can ask it questions. You can either do it from Ask Mzansi or you can go in directly into the chat. Then we have the calendar, just a place for you to book specific appointments, personal appointments. We also have the business side. So the business calendar, how it differs from the personal calendar is everyone in your business team, if we have a look over here, everyone in your business team will have access to those appointments. If we go back, then we have the calculator, simple calculator for you. If we swipe over again, then we have the tip calculator. So this is if you're going out with friends, maybe the bill comes, say it's 1, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna give them 10% because we enjoyed their service. And we're gonna split the bill, say there was 5 friends. We're gonna add it up to 5 friends and then click on calculate. And you see almost instantaneously, it'll tell you exactly how much it is per person. If you would like to, so me personally, I would just choose, I'll just choose to pay 296 Rand and not really ask for the 90 cents. So I'll just round it up. But some people might want to do the exact value with the cents. But it shows you how much tip are you paying, what the new bill will look like, and round it up if required, if you want to do that. If we close that and then go back, and then next is the access controls. So this is basically which businesses have access to my specific profile. So if you can look over here, Mzansi Innovation Hub has access to, this is the test patient, I think, the test profile. And it has access to my patient profile and it was approved. If you click on it, it gives you a little disclaimer and more information about it. If we close this up, then we have the About MIH package. If we open this up, it's just some information about MIH, our vision, our mission. If you'd like to install MIH, so depending on the type of device that you're using, it will either navigate you to the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, or if you're using a browser on a desktop, it will automatically install the progressive web app version of MIH for you. If you'd like to understand what MIH is all about, you can just click on MIH Beginner's Guide, and then it'll take you to our YouTube page where you can see some more information. So we start off with the upload time, right? So you have to be familiar with the upload time, then installing MIH, and going through everything, registration, forgot password, everything that you would want to figure out about MIH is available there. If we close that up, there's some information about me. So I do have a degree in computer science and information systems. I got it at University of the Western Cape. I've been working at one of the major banks for the past 6 years, not anymore. And links to our socials. So if you're not really a TikTok fan and you wanna move over to YouTube, or you wanna move to another platform, sorry, let me mute this. And you wanna move and you wanna watch on a different platform, you can watch it on, you can just choose any one of them from here. Thank you so much for the follow. Then if you can either swipe over on mobile or click on the tools in the top right hand corner. Then this is our privacy policy. You can read this. If you don't agree with it, then you can delete your account with MIH. We have our terms of use policy. So if you are using, thank you so much for the follow, Marshall. If you, this is the terms of use. So if you want to use MIH, this is the rules that you have to abide by. And the next tool over here is the attribution section. Under the attribution section is all of the different icons that we used inside MIH. Who's the creator of it, because we used free tools and one of the requirements is to have attributions to them. What you can do is, let's try this one over here. So this is the patient profile icon. If we click on it, what it would do is it would open up flat icon, because that's what we used, and you can download it over there. So if you click and download it, you'll see, or let's close this. How do I get there? So if we click on it, right at the bottom of the screen, very tiny writing over here. If we click on the eye over here, we have to give credit to the creators. So that's exactly what we've done in the About MIH package. So that's what MIH is all about. Also, we have the business profile. And this is some of your business information. Now you have your business users information. So like if you're a doctor, you would specify that there. Then we have our business team. So this will be the list of all our team members that are currently linked to our business. And we can search for more members. So that's what MIH is all about. I hope that helped you understand what it is. So also yesterday we did a little bit of coding and we fixed a bug with our number picker or the number only section. So if we have a look at, so this is currently, so if we go here, let's close this. So this is currently the live version of MIH. You can see our link at the top. If we go to the calculator and our tip calculator and we try to enter in a number with a decimal point, it doesn't allow us. So we managed to fix that bug last night in the previous live. And if we look at, this is version 1.1.10. If we have a look now in our tip calculator, we are now able to put decimal points. So now our values will be much more accurate than without the decimals. That was an unintentional bug that we introduced when we created these new fields. Then also we added a search to our dropdown, but we didn't do that last night, I did that yesterday. So it just makes it a little bit easier. So you've noticed how I was struggling to search for checkers inside the Mzansi wallet, but now you don't have to stress. All you have to do is search checkers. And then click, I must see what I can do about this over here in the background. I haven't tested it out, I just tried it out today, but you can see checkers is there. If we click on it, it'll automatically add it in for us. We can close that. Then there's an issue with the patient profile. I don't know if I can show you now, but let me try. If I make this a little bit smaller in the patient profile, things are just a little bit, things don't scale up together. Or that's what we noticed yesterday, things aren't scaling up together. But I haven't tried fixing that. We'll maybe try and fix it tonight. Also, what we've been working on is the new Forex calculator. So if we head over, so this is the development version. You can see it's localhost at the top. That just basically means that it's running on my computer, not on a server somewhere else. So if we head over to the calculator, you'll notice that there's a new icon on the top right hand corner. This icon, if we click on it, is a Forex calculator. I showcased what the Forex calculator does. And I think what we noticed is it's not as super accurate as if we go to Google. So if we go to USD to ZAR, then we can see that it's currently sitting at 17 Rand 81 cents. Excuse me, as at today at 5 o'clock. But if we look at the Mzansi calculator, we'll also just say we'll go USD, we can go ZAR, and if we search for it, you'll see that ours is showing us 17 Rand 72 cents. And it's also as at today, but I think it's probably in the morning. Google's one is more I don't know how to explain it, but more accurate. So if we have a look over here, I'm not sure exactly when, but it's probably around here sometime that during this period, because it looked like today it spiked up quite a bit. So it is probably around here when our API was updated to the correct value, somewhere around here, and it only updates once a day. So that's why it's inaccurate. But in order to cover ourselves as Mzansi Innovation Hub, we added a new, what can I say? What do we call this? A warning message, disclaimer message, some text that you need to note. So it basically says experimental feature. Please review disclaimer before use. So if you click on the disclaimer, you'll see that this is the current disclaimer for using the Forex calculator. So you'll read this. If you're happy with what this is all about, you can close it, then you can proceed to use it. That's what we worked on. Another thing that I want to try and sort out is, I'll open this up. So the tool that we used, or the API that we used, is this API. It was created by, if we have a look over here, Fawaz Ahmed 0 on GitHub. and the name of the project is called Exchange API. So this is free to use, guys. If we have a look at the license here at the bottom, the current license is this license over here. If you're not sure about what the license is, let's go back. Let's ask Mzansi, what is this license? License. Enter. So we'll let it think for a bit. Let's listen.
Hey there, let's talk about the CC0 1.0 Universal License. Basically, it's a really generous way to share your creative work. With CC0, you're essentially giving everyone permission to do anything you would normally need to ask permission for: copy, modify, distribute, display, and perform your work, even for commercial purposes. Think of it like saying, here you go, use it however you like. It's created by the engine room that is widely used for things like photos, music, and software. Would you like me to elaborate on any specific aspect of the license, like how it differs from other Creative Commons licenses?
Okay, so that's what the CCO, I think it's a Common Creators License, something like that. I see there was a question in the chat by Bradley. So the question is, just give a brief, or can you give a quick brief on what this is all about? So if you want to know what MIH is all about, all you have to do is ask Mzansi. On the home screen of MIH, you can say, tell me about MIH. Tell me about MIH. Let's see what Mzansi has to say. Mzansi AI. Let's listen.
Hey there, let me tell you all about MIH. It's pretty awesome. MIH is the first super app for Mzansi, designed to make your life easier, both personally and for your business. Think of it as one place to manage pretty much everything. Here's the lowdown. Mzansi Profile, this is your central hub. Manage your personal and business details. Mzansi Wallet, store your loyalty cards digitally. Patient Manager, specifically for medical practices. Manage patient appointments and data easily. MIH AI, that's me. I'm here to answer your questions and help you out. Calendar, keep track of all your appointments. Calculator, quick calculations with tip functionality. MIH Access, securely manage who can see your profile. Basically, MIH is all about streamlining your life. Would you like me to elaborate on a specific feature, like the Mzansi Profile or the Mzansi Wallet?
So that's just a quick brief of what MIH is all about. If you have any questions about MIH, you can ask Mzansi. We did give it some information about it, but if not, I'm more than happy to answer any other questions. So it's a super app. So it's a super app of Mzansi. What a super app is, we can ask Mzansi, what is a super app? Let's listen.
Okay, let's talk about what a super app actually is. Basically, a super app is like a mega app. It's an app that bundles many different services and features into one single platform. Think of it like WeChat in China or Grab in Southeast Asia. Instead of downloading separate apps for things like messaging, ride-hailing, food delivery, mobile payments, and more, a super app combines all of those, and often a lot more, into one. MIH is designed to be Mzansi's super app, bringing together all the features you need into one convenient place. Does that make sense? Would you like me to give you a specific example of how a super app works, or perhaps explain why Mzansi Innovation Hub chose to build a super app?
Thank you, Mzansi. So, Bradley, I hope that answered your question about what MIH is all about. Just a quick side for that. So yes, and also, if we head over, so this was we currently on the development version. So another thing that we're working on today, so if I have a look, sorry, I just have my book over here. If I have a look, we added the disclaimer in the Forex calculator. And then we also changed the button, or aligned the button. Appreciate it. Don't forget to download MIH. Let me switch this. We are available on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Thank you so much, Kay, for the follow. MIH version 1.1.9 is now available. So so we aligned the buttons. So in yesterday's live, I was asking you guys, so yesterday you wouldn't be able to see it properly, but I did ask you across MIH, I think I closed it, across MIH, like, let's take this for example. There's a little bit too much blue. I feel like the update button was getting lost in, oh sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Yes. Please let me know if I'm, thank you so much for the cat. I'm not sure what the cat is, but Soros, thank you so much for the cat. And thank you Bradley for the follow. Then if we look over here, right, there's too much blue going on. I feel like, thank you so much Soros for the roses. I feel like there's too much blue going on. The button was getting lost with all the input fields. So what we've done is we've changed this. Or we asked Mzansi what were their ideas, what do they think? Should we change it to a different color instead of having the blue? So yesterday we had agreed that we should change this color. So if we head over to the current development version of MIH, head over to the patient profile. This is what I wonder why this thing is not working. Anyway, this is, sorry about that. I'm just updating it to the latest one. So you'll see that the blue has been changed with green, and we've done that across MIH. So if we head over to a delete account, you'll see that everything is just red over here, right? And if we head over to the new version and click on delete account, we see cancel now has a green button. It's just making things a little bit easier to see and make the experience or your experience a little bit better. Let me know if it is working, because this is the first time that we are diving deep into user experience. Previously, or I've never had to think about user experience. I just always thought about functionality. But now I'm thinking more of user experience. How does it feel when the user is using MIH? So we'll cancel that. Let's go back. So yes, as you can see, we changed the color. If we have a look at this is the latest version or the development version of MIH. And if we have a look over here, this is the current version. So even to my eyes, having that green thing, even though it's subtle, it makes a huge difference to me, I think. Because now when I look at this, my eyes are immediately drawn to cancel, because I don't want the user to click on delete. I want to keep you having an MIH account. That's just what I believe. So I want to draw your eyes to that cancel button instead of the delete button. So that's what we did over here. And throughout MIH, it's the exact same thing. If we go to our loyalty card, you see it's green over here. So it's attracting your eyes to this green one for you to click on. So that's what we did also. And what else were we doing? The new stream. That's something I spent like half of the day trying to get the new stream up on TikTok. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying being hands-free, speaking to you all here instead of looking down at my phone and then, you know, that kind of experience. So I'm enjoying this type of experience. Then update the version, the colors. So that's it. So what can we get up to today? What can we get up to today? I'm thinking, let's try figure out where exactly we should put the attribution to Fawaz, the creator of the Forex API. Where should we put his details? Should it be just below here? Should it be in the disclaimer? I don't want it hidden away or anything. I want it to be bright and bold over here so that you know that this is the person who created. You can click on it and it'll probably take you to this documentation over here on GitHub so that you can support him also. If you have a look, there's like maybe 100 forks of this. So this is people took his code and started working on top of it, but separately. Then, yeah, so maybe we can try do that. Sorry, I just updated MIH. Now let's load it. I'll show you what we also updated. If we go here, yes. So now our toggles now have a color. If it's on, it's green. If it's off, it's red. Add it where the other attributions are and keep it consistent. Very interesting. So, okay, that's that. I was also thinking of that. So before we do that, this is what the new toggle looks like. So if it's on, it has a green color, and if it's off, it has a red color. And you can see there's like a very subtle animation. I kind of like that about what happens. So I'll leave it as on. I'll go back to here. Similar to that in the split bill, we have the same toggle. If we switch it on, we have new fields. If we switch it off, it disappears for us. So Jay was recommending that we, instead of having it here on the Forex calculator, we keep all the attributions in one place. So over here. So some icons, so some features, assets. Okay, so what we'll have to do if we want to go that route is we'll have to change some of the wording, because this was specifically for the icons and stuff, but we can change that wording up. We'll change icons over here to I'm not sure, we can think of a word over here and we'll do that. It'll be super simple to add it over here. I'll show you what I mean by that. So now it's the first time. Let me know. We're going to switch over to the coding part of the live, but let me know what you think. Is everything too small? Is everything too big? So as you can see at the bottom, this is the different containers that we're using. We are using Docker as a tool. So let's open this up and go to lib packages and to about MIH. Then we'll go to, not here, we'll go to attributions. So before we continue, is the size of the text fine? You can just put a yes or no in the chat. You can say bigger, smaller. Let me know. Or you can tap the screen if everything is fine. I don't really see the likes. I think I do see the likes, so tap the screen to let me know if you are enjoying it. So I'll wait for you, but we'll see where we can do this. So table, so display icon, created this. Yeah, so I made a little function over here to assist us when creating new things. So where do I do that? Yeah, over here. Where should I put this person? Should I put him at the top, at the bottom? Because these are all icons. Or before we even continue with that, let me go back over here. Before we even continue with that, let me change the wording. Some APIs, icons, and assets used inside MIH. Let's see. Used inside MIH was sourced from third-party providers. We are grateful to the talented creators for providing these resources. As per the terms of free users for these third-party providers, the following assets require attributions. Okay, so I think that wording is fine. Yeah, I think that wording is fine. So we can go down. I can either add him to the bottom. So if we over here and if I go yank one down, yank one down, and I paste this here, then www.cw calculator, and let's go copy his name. Copy. We'll just paste it here, and we'll get the link to his GitHub repo, and we'll paste it into the link over here. So before I do that, change inside here and paste. Hello, what are we working on today? So let me switch over and respond to you. So let's go here. So inside MIH, we're currently working on a Forex calculator. The Forex calculator should be here. We're working on a Forex calculator. And this Forex calculator uses an API that was created by someone else. It wasn't built in-house. Thank you so much, Amara, for the follow. It wasn't built in-house by MIH. We're using someone else's tools and technology. And you can see as the disclaimer explaining stuff over here. And what we want to do because we did it for our icons, we want to attribute them. So we want to give a shout out to this creator for their assistance in creating this tool and also making it free to use. So this is their documentation for the tool. You can see free currency exchange rates API. And yeah, this gives more information about it. So what we're doing now is, let's go to here. What we're doing now is we're coding to see how we can implement that. So if we head back to our code, this is our person. Let me switch this off. I don't want the mobile version. I feel like the desktop version is working nice inside, or it's working nice with the live. So I'll switch that over to Chrome and I'll put it back for you. Yeah. I'll put it back for you. Yeah. So we switch to Chrome, I'll display it. And we'll wait for it to start. And then we'll use that one to check it. Interesting. Thank you so much. So while this is loading and it's opening up the Chrome version, so over here, should we say asset, resource? What should we change this to? Resource instead of icon, because now we're expanding it further past just icons. So do you think resources? Do you think assets? What do you think? I'm thinking resources. So in yesterday's live, I was mentioning that I'm using Vim, or the Vim motions to edit on. So I'll just type 3 keys to delete everything inside the quotes, change inside quotes, and then I'll start typing that in. Resources. Did I spell that right? Resources. Copy. If we go here, paste SR. Let's see. With these free APIs, how do you ensure that they are not able to access MIH miscellaneously? They are not able to access MIH miscellaneously. I'm trying to understand the question. So there was a question from Jay over on TikTok. So the question is, with these free APIs, how do you ensure that they are not able to access MIH miscellaneously? So I don't like this guy. Let's say with Fawaz, right? Fawaz doesn't have access. Let's switch this. Fawaz doesn't have access to the APIs inside MIH, right? So I'll explain, no problem. But he doesn't have access to the APIs inside MIH. And we also have our own security. You need a specific token that comes with, that comes only when you sign into MIH or you create an account with MIH. So I'm not sure how, but please feel free to let me know, explain a little bit more. But I'm not sure how Fawaz or anyone else would have access to our APIs, because you'll need a specific token in order to. So our APIs are secured by a authentication token, which comes only when you sign into MIH or when you create an account. But when you create an account, it also signs you in. So when you sign into MIH, it comes through. So, but please, you can explain more. I'll wait to see that. But you'll see this is the current version of MIH. So we're going to check out what it looks like for the creators. So you'll see that there's an install button at the top. That only happens when you open it up on the browser. But if you're opening it up in the web, or does it have? No, I think if you're opening it up on the web, it has this button. If you click on it, it'll install it in the appropriate place. But let's go to a test profile. Why is it not logging in? Very interesting as to why it's not logging in right now. Very interesting. Oh, I'm a fool. I apologize. I know exactly what the issue is. So I'll even show you what the issue is. Now that it's easier for us to do with the new setup. So we have some environment variables. If we go to the config section, and if we go to our env side, right? Because I normally develop for on Android, because most of the users use it either on iOS or Android. So how iOS and Android, they have different ways of speaking about localhost, right? So when you're using web, or if you're using the iOS simulator, it uses localhost to connect to the machine. But if you're using an Android device, it uses 10.0.2.2. So all we have to do is comment this out. If we go V over here, load that in. Now if we log in with the test profile, let me switch this. Now if we log in with the test profile, it should take us in immediately. So now that we're in, we can check out what the attributions look like. So this is fine. Some APIs, maybe there's a, let's close this, API, capital I. Sorry, when we're using the web, it forces us to go to the home screen every time we refresh our code. So sorry about that. So yeah, so do you think it's fine to say some APIs, icons and assets? And do we change it to resources? Because if we scroll down to the bottom, we have the calculator there. And we have Fawaz. If we click on it, it takes him, or it takes us directly to his GitHub project. So yeah, so this is how any other free resources going forward, I think we're gonna all add them to the resources or the attribution sections and add him there. I think so. I think we can do that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Are you happy with adding him here? Should it be in the calculator itself to be more visible, or is this one fine? Three things there are hidden. The T's and C's, just checking. Take on this one. So okay, Jay just responded now. Usually the free things there are hidden. Free things there are hidden security risks if you don't read the T's and C's. So we can check out what this brother's T's and C's are. Migrating warning. Please include in your code. What is this? For example, link fails, fetched. Oh, this is just a fallback mechanism. Okay. So if we have a look here, additional fallback stuff. So I don't know. I'll have to do a little bit more research, right? Just to figure out what hidden thing. Because I know if we have a look at that other Forex calculator or the Forex APIs that we're looking at, those free ones have some thingy, but this I feel like it's created by, oh wait, let's open it up. This one over here is created by just a person. Yeah, it's created just by a person, and who just does projects, probably things that he's passionate about and wants to share it with everyone else. So I'll look more into it to see if there's any hidden things that we have to look out for. But free currency calculator is this activity license. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, the license will have to, or the license is the T's and C's for this type of software. When you put software on GitHub and you make it public, you're going to have to put a license there. A lot of people like either putting the MIT license or what's this other one? It's the MIT license, then it's the Apache license. Then there's another one. It's another one called the GNU 3 license. So there's multiple different licenses. So I think the T's and C's that you're speaking about it should all be covered here in the licenses, but I'll definitely have a look to see what else. You'll see there's it over here, disclaimer. So if I use it, here's the disclaimer over here. see affirmed offer is working as is and makes no what's, right? But we'll definitely look into that. Then, so we'll add that in. And what else did I want to do? The thing that I wanted to do is under the patient profile. So we'll close up the config, we'll close up about package, and we'll go to the patient profile. Under the patient profile, we'll go to patient info. So over here, there seems to be a difference between this get patient details, and if we get patient's details and get medical certificate details, there seems to be a difference between these two. What the difference is, I'm not sure about. I think this is it. Over add all. I think it might have something to do with this that I'm returning. So it's a center wrap. If we go here, yeah, there's it over here. I have the spacing of 15 at the top, and this should be, undo. This should be 10. Because if we have a look over here, and where is it? Down over here, it should be 10, 10, and then whatever we have inside there, instead of 15, 10. I'll test that out now, just to see. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on TikTok now, because I'll have to expand it past the halfway mark. So, okay, now it's working together. If you remembered in yesterday's live, we weren't able to, or they were moving differently. That's what was happening. They were moving differently. Can you see me still? Yep. Is it fine? Yep. So yeah, you aren't able to, I think this is, sorry, I'm moving it to the middle again. Yeah, but do you see now? I'm showing you on TikTok now. It's both moving together. Yesterday it wasn't moving together, and it had to do with the spacing. But I'll keep it there. So that looks like that's fixed also. I'll just mark that. So the attribution is done. Then our patient profile alignment is done. The next thing that I want to do, and I don't know if we should do it now, but we can if you, let me know in the chat if you guys want to. What I'm thinking about doing is, sorry, I'll go back here. Let's minimize this. Let's go to Olama and explore some models. So I think it was in yesterday's chat, we were discussing, should we change the current LLM that we're using. Currently we're using Gemma 3. If we open this up, we are using the Gemma 3 4 billion parameter model, right? That is a 3.3 gigabyte model. But, so let me open this. But we also have the capability, so yes, we're using the 4 billion. This is not a thinking, this is not a thinking model. This is just a, as soon as we get an answer, it gives you a response. It doesn't sit and think. So should we stick with Gemma 3? Because I think maybe later on, in maybe a month or 2 months, we'll get a new version called Gemma 3N. So Gemma 3N, which was recently released by Google not too long ago. So we can either use this one, but wait until this one is released, or we can try out DeepSeek. So I think yesterday the people of Mzansi asked for DeepSeek. We can try that out, test it out. So I think what we'll have to do, there's, how much time is left? There's only 5 minutes left. I don't think we'll do it today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow and also test it out. I'll probably work on it during the day. So, interesting. So I'm not going to go live tomorrow. I'll go live again on Monday. Then we can test it out on Monday. I think we can test it out on Monday. But we can use the new DeepSeek model to see how good it is. Plus, it's an 8 billion parameters, so it's double the parameters used to train this. I think that's how it works. Or we can ask Mzansi, how does it work? Let's go to here. When speaking about LLMs, what does the billions, what difference does the parameter, yeah, what difference does the parameter size have on the model? I hope this is fine enough. Let's fix the spelling. I'm gonna see if I can put spell check in, because they're not highlighting the things that are wrong. Let me make a note of that, spell check. Just to highlight the words that are incorrect. So let's search this and wait to hear what it has to say.
Okay, let's talk about parameter size of LLMs. Basically, parameters are like the connections a large language model, LLM, makes while learning. Think of them as the model's knowledge. The more parameters, the more it can learn and remember. Larger models, with more parameters, like GPT-4, tend to be better at complex tasks. They can generate more nuanced text, translate languages with greater accuracy, and even write code. However, bigger models need a lot more computing power to run and take longer to train. Smaller models, with fewer parameters, are faster and require less energy but might not be as sophisticated. Does that make sense, or would you like me to elaborate on a specific aspect, like how parameter size affects accuracy?
Nice. So, okay, so basically they're saying that the amount of parameters, so this one, when they speak about like a 4 billion parameter or a 300 billion parameter model, something like that, right? They're speaking about, like our brain has connections inside it, the models have these connections to the amount of however many parameters they have. So currently we have 4 billion parameters, 4 billion connections in the brain, in the LLM brain. But if we move over to DeepSeek, we'll be able to get an 8 billion parameter model. So I'm definitely, and you can see over here, it says DeepSeek R1 family is an open source model with performance approaching that of the leading models, such as the O3, which is ChatGPT, and Gemma 2.5 Pro from Google. So we can definitely try it out. I was quite surprised. A couple days ago, I was having some trouble with my code, and I first asked Copilot inside VS Code to assist me. It didn't help. I then asked Gemini to assist me. Didn't help. I then asked ChatGPT to assist me. It didn't help. Then I asked Cloud 4 or Claude 4 to assist me. Claude 4 Sonnet, I think that's the free one. It didn't help me. And then last resort, I said, let me just try DeepSeek and see if it'll know what happened. And DeepSeek gave me the answer immediately. And it was just 2 lines of code. Do who? Okay, so I'm getting a question over here. So I'm assuming there's a typo over here, but do you also do tutorials as well, HTML, CSS? If so, how can I connect with you? So I don't really do tutorials at the moment, but if there's a need from the people of Mzansi, I'm more than happy to do tutorials. But I feel like teaching you HTML and CSS is a little bit too basic for what the market is looking for. So most of the time, no disrespect, Bradley, no disrespect at all, but HTML and CSS is very basic things, and if you want to be a developer in the market, you're gonna have to use frameworks. And the most popular, or we can even ask, let's ask Mzansi and see if Mzansi knows what development UI frameworks are there. What is the best dev frameworks, UI frameworks? Let me just say frameworks are there. So an example, like here at MIH, we're using Flutter. Yes, this is perfect. So it's answering our question.
Hey there, that's a fantastic question. Lots of developers are asking about the best frameworks out there. Right now, some of the most popular ones for building applications with the MIH app in mind would be React, super popular for building user interfaces, really great for interactive apps. Angular, another strong contender, known for its structured approach. Vue.js, growing in popularity, known for being easy to learn and use. The MIH app team is always looking at new technologies, so we'll keep you updated on what's trending. Would you like me to elaborate on any of these frameworks, or perhaps your...
Let's close that. So yes, like I was saying that if you want to be a developer in the real world at the moment, I don't think HTML and CSS is enough. I think it's a good foundation to have. So if you require that, I'm more than happy to assist you with that. But using things like React, like Angular, I think React is more popular, and then there's even a different one now. It's called React Native. How do you spell React? React Native. React Native. So this is developed by Google. Not Google's developed, or it's developed. It's open source, developed by everyone, but mainly it's being funded by Facebook Meta. And then we have Flutter, which is what we use here in MIH, which Flutter, which is another framework created by Google. And when you're deciding a framework, so if you were to use HTML and CSS only, you are only able to build a website, and that's it. Not a web app, not an application, not an iOS application or Android. You would only be able to build a website, basically. But if you were to use something like React, so we can ask what's the benefits of using, so they said over here, it's popular for building user interfaces. Or if let's ask what's the benefits of using React. What's the main benefits of using React? Your benefits of using React. Because that's also a popular one that I've been hearing people speak about.
Okay, let's talk about the main benefits of using React. React is hugely popular for a really good reason. It offers some fantastic advantages. Component-based architecture, React lets you build apps from reusable components, making development faster and easier to maintain. Think of it like building with Legos. You can use the same pieces over and over. Virtual DOM. React uses a virtual DOM, which means it's super efficient at updating the user interface. This leads to faster and smoother performance. Large community and ecosystem. Because it's so popular, there's a massive community supporting React.
I'll try to create a your emoji for us.
Tutorials and libraries are available. Reusable code. Components can be reused across different parts of your application, saving you time and effort. Basically, React makes building complex user interfaces much more manageable and efficient. Do you want me to delve deeper into it?
So yeah, so it basically provides you with, so instead of you creating all of this, because this basically uses JavaScript, I think, on the back, and also TypeScript is another thing that they use, which is like JavaScript also, and it's similar to HTML kind of stuff, tags and all of those kind of things. So you can use that, but when you use React, you can see over here, you can deploy your application or your code. You code once, or you're supposed to code once and then create on multiple platforms. So you can have the web on Chrome, on Firefox and Safari, or you can build an iOS app, or you can build an Android app, or web, and I'm assuming this is Mac probably. But you can do that. Same thing with Flutter. You code once, that we're using, there's it over here. Flutter is an open source framework for building beautiful, natively compiled, multi-platform applications from a single code base. So here at MIH, we only code once, and we can test it out on multiple different platforms, mainly iOS, Android, and web. But yeah, that's basically majority of all the applications. And I think even YouTube uses that. So I think in the beginning, learning HTML and CSS is a good thing, but it's just to get your, it's just to dip your toes into the coding world, the UI world. But the real things are happening in React and Flutter. Some people won't say Flutter, but React. And I think there's React. Yeah, this is React Native and Flutter. So I would suggest once you learn HTML and CSS, then we can go through, we can do this. I'll mainly want to do Flutter because that's what I know. I have no idea how React works. When I first started off MIH, it was a decision between these two. And because I love Google and I love their products, and they're such a huge company, I think that they'll never fail. So, and they'll never abandon this tool if they're using it for like YouTube, one of their biggest video streaming platforms in the world. I don't think they will abandon Flutter anytime soon. So that's why we decided to choose this one. But cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live today. Please let me know what you think. Do you like this new experience? How do you think we can improve it? Is there, I know, Jay, you did mention that we should pass through the audio from the computers into the, what's this thing? Into the stream. We'll definitely figure out how to do that. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live today. I will see you again on Monday when we'll continue with this. Thank you so much, and let's keep working hard, Mzansi. I must get an end stream thingy because now you're gonna watch me end the stream manually. But thanks, everyone. Bye bye.